Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome everyone to the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Again, welcome everyone to the Cynthia J Show, your herbalist, your spiritual healer, your birthing doula, your psalmist, and so much more, giving you the updates and current events each and every time. How is everyone doing on this grand Thursday? If you're right here on the East Coast, give your sister some thumbs up. If you're right here on the East Coast, it doesn't matter if you're from the East and still the West and the Midwest. Show your sister some love, because I'm always sending love out there to you. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share, and let everyone know we are live right now with some current events and some new updates that has been going on higher levels. I'm telling you guys, for those who don't watch the news, for those who don't keep up with all the updates that's going around the world, please make sure that you staying in tune and live on everything that's going on around you, because I'm telling you guys, these articles that I'm going to be reading you soon will be keeping you on your toes. So go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. For those who haven't had a chance, go ahead, and those who are not on social media like that, if you know family members that do be on YouTube, go ahead and follow your girl at Cynthia J22, at Cynthia J22 on YouTube. You will definitely see the live stream up there right now. But just to give y'all some heads up and some current events that's been going on, guys, please make sure, y'all, when it comes to the kids, y'all heard me say last Thursday, please make sure that you are talking with your children, because the things that are going on in the schools right now, when I tell you, it is getting crazy out here. There has been so many threats on schools. It doesn't matter if it's middle school, elementary school, high schools. There have been a lot of threats on the schools by students, and the ages are very young, everyone. They are starting off from the ages of 6 on up. But the recent current events that happened in the DMV area, which stands for Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, up and down the East Coast, the threats have been circulating around on social media about students mentioning the things that they will do at the schools. It was all up and down the East Coast, especially in the DMV area. So please, guys, keep a lookout. Pay attention to your children. I'm doing the same myself. Pay attention on what they're talking about, who they're talking to, what they're watching, what's going on with them at school, if they're being bullied, if they feel left out. Something somewhere is influencing our children. They are receiving more impacts by others than us. So please, again, make sure that you are sharing this with other parents, this live stream right now, so they are aware of what's going on, because right now, again, we are living in dangerous times, and it's scary. It's very scary to see what's going on. A 14-year-old had turned around, and this is not the one from Georgia, guys. I know you guys heard about this on the news last week, but this is not that one. This one is coming in the state of Virginia. And with that being said, all school systems in every area had to be on alert from a threat. This is circulating around. Please educate your children that any threats that they make on social media to their peers, whoever it may be, they are liable, and you and I as parents are liable for anything that they do. It still can affect your household as much as it affects them. That they are being charged for federal crimes now. They are not being lenient on these children. Our children are being charged for federal crimes now. It's not just a state thing. So once it has hit on social media, the federal government is contacting the state government, and they are letting them know what is going on. And this here, it's crazy. We already know in some states already, especially in the schools, that they already adopted a statewide thing called the bell-to-bell cell phone ban source. This was mentioned on Washington, D.C. And with that bell-to-bell meaning that they are turning around and making sure that restrictions with cell phones in the classrooms are limited. So the time you hear the first bell ring, the children are not allowed to be on their phones. It is supposed to be completely turned off until they hear the next bell ring. In some places, in some schools, they might give them a break in between time. Yet again, for the safety of the children as distractions, because it has been stated by a young lady. I have it playing right now on my phone from Fox News for you guys that can see it. And this is from Fox 5, Washington, D.C. But some of us, we care about Fox 5, we really don't. You know where I'm at on that. However, they're letting us know that this is a serious matter. They're trying to crack down on this because it is being a big distraction to the children / adolescents, whatever you decide to name our kids from whatever age bracket. They are distracted by these cell phones. They are also being very volatile when it comes to these cell phones. When some teachers, as we have seen on other social medias like TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Reels, and so forth, we see that sometimes the teachers are being recorded, which is not a bad thing, but it is also a bad thing when it's being taken advantage of. It's being used to be manipulative with. And with that being said, it's very imperative. I know for some parents who are single parents, you have a lot on your plate. However, I got to tell you, you got to amp up your game. I have single, parent friends. I always tell them, hey, you need to amp up your game, because when it comes to your children, we can't slack. None of us can. I know we get tired sometimes, but we are living in times like no other. Social media is a big trend now. And with that being said, it is taking over our lifestyle, our homes, our mindset. People are becoming the AI addicted to social media. That is one of the reasons why, if you're on social media, don't allow yourself to be addicted to it. That's not just for the kids, that's even for us adults. Sometimes we get up in here and we just be scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and we don't get no work done. So imagine what the kids are doing. They scrolling, they're not paying attention in class. They're telling the teacher, yes, I am. They saying that they're using it for calculators or trying to find an article of some sort. Come to find out they're playing games. Well, it doesn't make it no better, because these schools now have these iPads, and now they are even being a little bit on restriction with them too as well. So with that being said, again, please pay attention to your children. This is very serious, very serious. This is not a game. But for other updates that's been going on, there is a brother right now who has been in Missouri prison. The Missouri death row inmate is set to be executed in less than a week. Asked the U.S. Supreme Court to hold his execution. For those who are unaware, there is a brother right now who is on hold for an execution. But I got to read this article. Y'all got to hear this. This brother right here, let me show y'all the picture. If y'all can see it, this brother here. A death row inmate in Missouri who has long claimed his innocence and is scheduled to be executed less than 1 week. This was dated a day ago. And on Wednesday, it is stated that the Supreme Court, for a stay of execution, argued his due process rights was denied during a year-long battle to save his life. His name is Marcellus Williams, 55, was convicted of a first-degree murder that happened in 2001 in the death of Felicia Gailey, a one-time news reporter. She was found stabbed, unalive, in her home in 1998. His execution is set for next week, September 24th. In court documents, lawyers for William note for Missouri Governor Eric Greitens previously halted his execution indefinitely and formed a board to investigate his case and determine whether he should be granted clemency. The board investigated William's case for the next 6 years. However, until a new governor came in, Michael Parson abruptly terminated the process. The lawyers write, When Parson took office, he dissolved the board and revoked Williams' stay of execution and petition notes. Parson's decision denied William his rights due to process. This is coming from his lawyer, guys. The governor action has violated Williams' constitutional right, created accessible, urgent need for court attention. Court document states in St. Louis County prosecuting attorney said earlier this year that there were constitutional errors in Williams' original criminal trial. The court document states, citing issues including removal of at least one prospective black juror due to race. Now, guys, this we already know has been ongoing for centuries. Yeah, I made it sound extra, centuries. This has been ongoing with those who are actually put behind bars, innocent. We see plenty of movies of people being locked up on criminal charges, have no ties to whatever this case may be, but for some kind of way, it's submerged in the case and is always being charged. There are some innocent people out there, especially a brother like this, who are actually being charged on cases that they had no ties to, or just knowing someone. So with that being said, we need to get out here and make sure that we are doing justice for the right cause and not the wrong. There's too many people out here being executed. And I know you've seen this, guys. I have. We've seen it on the news. We've seen it on media through newspapers. We've seen it on documentaries. People being executed to come find out that the real murderer was out there the whole time. And then when they find this out, then you're going to give clemency to somebody who's already unalive now because you have unalived them. Not allowing more investigation to take place or having concrete evidence, but innocent lives that's been fighting for their life to survive has been fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting for justice, the real justice, not this make pretend fake justice that we hear and see that's going on. And people's lives are being taken. This brother is fighting for his life, but right here it says that these words will be key issues of the board inquiry consideration whether to recommend clemency instead of execution. If the governor has not wrongfully dissolved the board document states, prosecutor raised some of their own issues and emotions to vacate Williams' conviction, which a judge rejected earlier this month. The judge rejected it. Now you hear about the NAACP being involved in the calling of this to halt the execution, noting that the death penalty has been historically applied in a racially disparate manner. And in some cases it has. It really has. We already know. For those who don't believe in that, I feel sorry for you. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this loud and clear. We don't desire to make it about that. However, and I'm going to repeat this again, however, race is always a matter. Race is always a matter. Because it's been put out there as forefront. It's been covered up. And you can tell from case by case by case of any situation who is getting hit harder than any other ethnic group. And it's our people, the Black Americans. Well, you guys gonna say, well, hold on, Cynthia, I thought this was supposed to be a place of fairness. It is a place of fairness. But the truth is the truth, no matter how we try to sugarcoat it. The truth is the truth. With that being said, need you guys to go out there and send out a petition. You definitely will find this petition online for those who are unaware of it. You definitely will find this petition on our brother, Mr. Williams, and fight for this brother. Fight for this brother. You find this information on CNN, dealing with the Missouri death row inmate set to be executed. And our brother is Marcellus Williams. Let's keep him and all the family lifted up in a circlet, strong, do an anonymous prayer. And let's make sure we do this with action, because these matters are very, very, very serious. Very serious. This is another breaking news, guys. And this was very sad, but I gotta say this. A man, 27-year-old, he dies weeks after receiving a COVID vaccine, and he was wrongfully invited to take by the NHS. Again, guys, for those who took their chances on taking the vac, who took the vac and completed all of them, just know there has been evidence, there has been articles, and it has been stated that these vax has caused complications in multiple hundreds, thousands of individuals. And for those who say, hey, I have already taken, I'm good, I haven't had no signs, it is said for those, some of them it hits immediately, just like that. First time. Those, it might not hit after a certain amount of time you've taken them all. All of a sudden, bam, people are receiving blood clots. I can definitely say I know those in my family who has had it and still in denial that they had it, that these things are cause and effect. And they never had none of these issues until after. So I say to you, now when they told us we couldn't sue, you could sue now. They said you couldn't sue if you have already done it. You can sue now. So go ahead and look that up. You can also follow Amazing and Brother Rizza Islam under the Minister Farrakhan on his platform, The Extremist. And he has professional doctors, advocates who have personally, and backed up lawyers who have personally, and I mean personally, have those who have worked and seen the evidence. Y'all have seen Fauci fall back. He's still under investigation for those who are unaware of that. Yes, Fauci. Everybody know who that is. If you don't know who he is, he's the one in the government stand, the one that was trying to have us to make this fully mandated. Now he's under investigation still and during Supreme Court trial. So yes, now this is a sad saying. 27 young man gone. 27. Very young. Left behind children, a wife. This is very, very sad. Heartbroken. I'm very heartbroken about that. This young man was young. And I mean young. But another breaking news for those who are unaware of this. And this is a serious matter. This is something that happened this week. This week. A medical school sold bodies without consent. A medical school sold bodies without consent. I'm going to repeat that again. A medical school sent bodies without consent. This is very exclusive. This was on September 16th, 2024. For those who know of, and got to give some credit to one of our brothers, Dr. Umar He just returned back. He's talking about this situation now himself of people's body parts are missing. Like, we already heard about the morgues and what they were doing. It's getting ridiculous. They doing stuff without consent. This is taking us back. And we already know what this is. This is taking us back. If y'all think about Henrietta Lack, her body parts, her body fluids was used without consent. And you already know the school that did that if you don't know. Look her up, Henrietta Lack. For those who are unaware who she is, family, loved and breaded, and from Maryland. They used her body and cells to create these so-called westernized serums, these vacations. Yes, for some who do not know that, and they will deny it until this day. You will hear them deny it. The family, as y'all heard me say it in my past podcasts, have been fighting for this situation for years. You heard me talk about it last year. Well, guess what? This situation is happening, and people are sleeping on what's going on. And this is sad. And to be taking people's bodies is all for money. It's all for money. All for money. For those who are chiming, bear with your sister. I already see TikTok try to give me a whole, when you start on TikTok be trying to limit you now. Because see, I'm back on live now for you guys who was watching me. You know how now TikTok is being rampaged by our own government officials. They tag teaming on us here. But yes, it's sad. Young children, they did this too, guys, with no consent whatsoever. And you already know what it's for. So you guys heard me say this to y'all before. If you have driver's license or ID on any family member, even down to the children, do not, and make sure that you're not an organ donor. Check your driver's license, go online to your DMV, go into DMV, make sure they print a printout that it says that. And make sure that everything is done right, because they can go back and change that and you won't even know it. Also, when you are going into the hospitals, you make sure that whatever hospital you at or wherever you travel to, that your document states that you are not giving up any rights nor consents to any of your organs. They are organ trafficking. They are using it to make melon serums. If you don't believe me, guys, go online and check it out. Go online and check it out. If you don't believe me, go online and check it out for yourself. No joke. I couldn't believe my eyes when I was looking at this stuff. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, nah, people ain't doing that. It can't be. Corruption is so heavy. Brothers and sisters out there, this is some for real stuff. Like, you be very amazed how heavy this stuff is that's going on out here. That is sad. But we gonna have to keep our minds, our ears, our eyes, and everything focused on what's going on. Because this is very, very sad. Very sad. And it breaks my heart. But also, on the next thing, let's send out some prayers to the Jackson family. For those who already know, Tito Jackson, Michael Jackson's one of his brothers, passed away this week. And it was very, very sad. There has been also a lot of articles and conversation on it being put out there now that they're trying to say Michael trash talked his siblings. Well, who's to say? We never will know the truth. I really wish Michael Jackson was here to speak on that himself. But it's been said that it's supposed to have been some, you know, tape records and evidence on this and so forth. However, we already know how the family, for what we gather from documentaries and past situations that we've have heard from old live talk shows and things like that, on what they say and their personal experience. But needless to say, siblings are always going to do that. I'm not going to sit here and bash on Michael or any of his siblings or his family. The family go through stuff. Family go through things. As Biggie once said, more money, more problems. Well, guess what? They had a lot of money later on in life. When you start from the bottom and you work your way up and you build and depend on the environment you live in, and finally you come out of it, and then you end up with more situations that brings more issues. That's what happens. Who really cares if Michael slammed his brothers? But at the end of the day, they always came back around together for what we've seen, and show family is still first. That's where it needs to be. It's sad because now when it comes to families down each other, stab each other in the back, and they never come back around to try to talk it out or do anything. It's either you go to court or you don't at all, or you have hatred for each other and you just don't come around each other anymore. But with that being said, rest in peace and rest well, because it was sad. He was still young. So, they said that he was coming back from traveling, and it stated he's supposed to have had a heart attack. But again, let's keep the family in prayer and so many other things, because this here is something that we definitely, and my prayers for all of you guys, to stay close to one another, stay loving each other. Don't let things like this bother you. Peace and love. I see you guys. Thank you for chiming on in on YouTube, a stream, TikTok live. Go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. For those who don't know who I am Cynthia J, your co-host, your birthing doula, your psalmist, your spiritual inspirational healer, and so much more. Holding us women accountable, but not excluding the men, because even my brothers have a participation to play too. But with that being said, again, like I was saying, let's make sure that we pay attention to everything that's going around with us. Again, this month has been a passing of a lot of great legends. A lot of great legends. And it is hitting me to my shanana now. I don't know about y'all, but just looking down, it's like it can't be true right now. This can't be it. A lot of great legends are leaving this earth so soon. So soon. But that's telling us that what is about to come in the next few years on down to the future, we need to get ready. We need to get ready, guys. We need to get ready. Because that time, we ain't seen nothing yet. We haven't seen nothing yet. This is just the beginning. The pot has been stirred. It's bubbling, but it ain't even overflowed yet. But it's about to. if we don't pay attention. Look at all the chaos that's going on. Great celebrities passing away. Our children, the community, the states, the government, everything is just all over the place. They're trying to make it seem like they got it together. No, no, no. No, we don't. Because if we had it together, we wouldn't be having all these problems we having. Like, there's been recalls. I know you guys have noticed this. Please make sure, for those who haven't, make sure you stay in check of the recalls that are going on around you. Because I know for some people that like their sandwich meat, about a couple months back or so, we heard about the boar's head. For those who like their sandwich meat, a lot of recalls on boar's heads. And also, which, by the way, please, if you like to eat fast food, try your very best to stay away from it. Because I know I am. Please do. They had cheeseburgers on sale at McDonald's. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was for 30 cents. 30 cents. Supposed to be cheeseburger day. That's too cheap. First of all, I don't eat no McDonald's. I think the last time I had a McDonald's, a hamburger or a cheeseburger, what has been? Oh my God. It's been a long time. And I mean, it's been over 15, 16 years since I touch a red meat. That's how long it's been for me. Because when I was growing up, red meat was nothing like what it is today. And that's even going for the chicken. Y'all heard me say a few months back how Chick-fil-A was changing their chicken. I know y'all not trying to hear, but I'm telling y'all, be mindful of what's going on around you. And my point of bringing that up, because they've been having a lot of recall on these products. I'm going to name some for you guys. They've been having recalls on sausages, recalls on brownies, also recalls a lot more on gym equipments, toys, garden tools pertaining to the poison insecticides and stuff like that. The list is long. Oral medication recalls. A lot of stuff has had bacteria in it. Waffles. Everybody love waffle cones. A fruit recall of contaminated with salmonella. Trap recall. Party supplies. I don't know what kind of recall that is on that. I mean, the list goes on. And they just trying to say now there's a super bug out here. They broke that news about 2 days ago. So I'm just kind of giving you guys updates of things that we all don't have the time at times, because we work every day out here. We have the kids we got to worry about in school, which, by the way, please make sure you check the food with your kids, because it is true what's going on in these places at school. Like one day, our daughter was eating food at school, right? And she said, "Mommy, I can't eat the school food like that no more." She said, "It made me sick. It made me sick." Thank you, love. I know that's right. You right about that. But it's the truth. It's the truth. It made her sick. And she said the ground meat, and she know I don't cook beef at home. So if they eat it, they eat it on their own, but I won't cook it, even with the pork. But she said she tasted it and it didn't taste right. It had a funny taste, and she said it smelled funny. So guys, make sure that you check it on your kids with school food. For those who, if your kids, and that's what you can only afford, and that's a free lunch, make sure you save up money to have a type of cleanse. So when they come home during the weekend, you give them a cleanse that will help them eliminate their system so that they can flow, because that stuff gets built up, and whatever is in the food is meant to clog up the intestines. And as it clogs up the intestines, it turns around and it We already know what goes on in intestines. I ain't trying to gross nobody out, but we already know what goes on. It clogs up the intestines and it builds up toxins. And that from there starts with bacteria and so forth. And then you wonder why we have sicknesses. And then it messes with the lymphatic system. It throws everything off whack. And they notice and they putting it in our foods. That's why it's so important that we learn how to grow our own foods. Yes, even if we grow it, we're going to get planes and stuff flowing past and spraying pesticides and stuff like that. But as long as we can make sure that soil is rich, we can find a country place we can go to and just grow our own stuff. Let's do so. Some places they do it in-house. They have an in-house where they cover it up, allow it to grow, and then things are perfect and it still receives sunlight. But with that being said, make sure you are watching everything your children eat. Last but not least, I'm going to leave y'all with this here. And this one right here was another tragic thing to hear. You ready to pull it up? So y'all bear with y'all sister here. This one was pertaining to this 6-year-old. It's a 6-year-old student right here. 6-year-old student brings a loaded gun. Y'all heard me say earlier, make sure we checking in our kids when it comes to threatening. A 6-year-old student had brought it. This was 2 days ago. We thought this was the one that was about a couple years back. No, this one was new. This one was new. This happened at an elementary school, about 29 miles northeast of Charlottesville, near Orange County. It was shared on Facebook Monday afternoon. A school staff member contacted Orange County around 12:50 p.m. that day about a loaded firearm found on school. School was then placed on a safe school mode. The sheriff shared online. 6-year-old student brought the firearm to school where an instructional assistant found it. No one was hurt. Again, these kids are bringing these things to school. Now we thinking that back in the day, the enemy was overseas trying to throw bombs over here and whatever else, right? Trying to be terrorists over here. Well, guess what? We got our own issues in our own backyard. In our own backyard. So again, you already heard me say this earlier. Please, 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 please pay attention to your kids. Last but not least, I try not to be on the celebrities. Try not to get on that too much. But we already know how this lawsuit has been going on and this court charges have been going on the well-known brother of ours, P. Diddy, also known as Puff Daddy, Diddy Combs, Sean Combs. Yes, there has been a lot more cases being filed against him. There's some that go all the way back 3 years before Cassie's lawsuit of sexual body contents that have occurred. There has been more other issues going on. And I mean, it's crazy. So with that being said, we've heard that his daughter has been sent to a family member to be watched over and so forth. Again, I'm not going to stay on that too long. We already know where this is going at. They're trying to tie all of these things together with R. Kelly and everything else. However, what they need to be doing is getting the ones that's behind the scenes that have stirred up stuff like this. And every time those individuals be put out in the front. Our sister Jaguar called everybody out, but she even called the head man out. That's why they got to protect her, protect that sister, because she knows a lot. And the head man, which we already know who that is the one out here allowing people like P. Diddy and all them who entertained it for so long be the fallback guys. But they should have known better. All right, next breaking news. There's a Black-owned diaper and wipe company that launched in Target nationwide. Y'all need to check this sister out. She is Unique Jones Gibson. You can find her on Instagram at EUNIQUEJG. Let me repeat it. EUNIQUEJG. And she's the founder of Happy Hugs Company. Since they have big up training pants, wipes me down, baby wipes have been making a name for themselves. Happy Huey has expanded everywhere. This sister right here, this is her stuff. Y'all can see it. I know my lights are shining a little bit. She's on Target. She got her products in Target. She's doing a thing. I will say for that company, even though I don't care too much for them, they be giving people the opportunity to promote their businesses. So if y'all have a business, always try to get it out there, especially for those with natural oils, shea butters, things like that. You can also check your sister out. I do CMOS for those who don't know. If you up in the East Coast, I got other brothers and sisters up and down the East Coast that do it too. But I always make sure before I put my hands to the test, I make sure it's purified with love. That good old Irish / sea moss, natural. Get it from its natural source, not that pool stuff, none of that. This stuff is the legit stuff that will heal your body and put back in your minerals, give you your iron. It is so amazing that it even helps you for any skin irritations. As I've said to a few people, some of them they be like, well, what can I do with it? Put it a little bit in your hand, put it on your face as a face mask, rub it in, leave it for 10 to 15 minutes. I leave it on for 20 minutes in the morning, then I take it off. At nighttime, I put it on my face. I leave it on all night. Then I put it back on my face again, and then I rinse it off with warm water and do my little thing. That's why everybody be like, why your skin looks so nice? And then plus, you got to have your good old, this right here is pineapple and coconut mix. But you still got to have your nutritious vitamins. I got to get on myself too. Because as I was telling the hubby, I said, mommy got to focus, wifey got to focus on her now, get herself together because I'm helping everybody else. We all do. But let's not forget ourselves. Because ourselves are very important. And you just never know what it is. Oh, wow, this is on my mind. I'm going to be doing another podcast. I'm going to be leaving out open podcasting interviews real soon. So y'all keep a lookout for that. This will be dealing with a few topics of my own personal experience, and you can use your own personal experience of things that you have encountered. For those who have, and my prayer is that for some who has watched these things, don't have your children or anybody watching them, please don't. These scary movies, be careful. Because some of these scary movies are no joke to be playing with, guys. All the past 3 weeks, I have been hearing people talk about the movie Deliverance and all these other things that's been going on. But there has been more documentaries and more live cases like never before on situations where a lot more people are having a lot more issues with huntings and things like that. And so with that being said, please be careful. The spiritual realm is real. For those who don't know this, the spiritual realm is real. I repeat, the spiritual realm is real. So if you don't think it's real, it's real. Also, guys, know that if you see anything from me, I don't really reach out to people. I do have people that reach out to me, and I say that meaning like not in a defense way, but if you see something randomly saying, "Hey, I'm reaching out to you," and I'm saying, "Hey, I want to, do you need any reading or anything like that?" I don't do that. I don't. Now, if you reach out to me and DM me, I will respond back to you. But be careful because there are hackers out here. These hackers, I had somebody try to hack my stuff, guys. I'm telling y'all, a lot of hackers out here, a lot of counterfeiters. Some of them you got to be careful because they're tapping into spiritual things that they shouldn't be, that can be transferred if you're not strong in your faith. Or if you're not a believer, you may be an atheist. I don't know. But please be careful because there are people using these electronic devices to get to you much faster than ever before. I'm telling y'all, they're getting to us much faster than ever before. So, if you would like to continue to follow your sister, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. I'm your girl, your co host, Cynthia J, on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. I know and pray that I hope y'all had a good time with me tonight. Anything y'all would like to share, always DM me for any new information, anything that has not been publicly, you know, brought and put out there more about. Because sometimes we don't hear things all across the nations or across the countries often unless we circulate it around. So anything that's going on in your neighborhood that need to be talked about, please go ahead and share it, DM it to me. I definitely wish look into it and get back to you. If you'd like to share, you can follow me and email me any information on Cynthia J. Gospel at gmail.com. Cynthia J. Gospel at gmail.com. You definitely can share it with me. Don't be ashamed to. This is what your sister is here for. I mean, it's necessary because, again, we do not know all the things that are going on around the world, around each state. And sometimes the news need to be put out there more often so that people are aware of what's going on. Do you know how many lives you can save? Do we know how many lives we can save when we take the time to spread the word and spread the news? It's like things that can be prevented. Don't hold it to yourself if you know that you can help somebody out there. Whatever you know can help me. Whatever I know can help you. Because somebody's life out there can be saved from some foolish things that are going out here in the world, guys. I'm telling y'all, people are evil out here. People are doing some evil things. It's not a game. It's not a joke on what's going on out here. So please make sure y'all stay safe. Keep your family lifted in prayer. Hug on your children, your spouse. Tell them you love them, even when they pluck our nerves. I love my hubby because last week was our anniversary of 16 years. And I tell y'all, marriage is not for the faint of heart, guys. Not everybody can say they love their spouse. Sometimes some people just they get distant. They don't want to be around. They have hatred. But no, I love my king, my best friend, my nerve plucker, and so many other things. But with that being said, make sure y'all follow your sister on YouTube at Cynthia J22. You also can find my music up on there. If you on my bios in my profiles, please click on those links. You definitely will find me on Linktree and other social media platforms. If you'd like to sponsor, to send for your sister to get us up and popping across the nations, do so. I don't just talk about just the current events. I also talk about spiritual things and also spiritual reparation. I talk about things that are necessary. I choose no side, but I choose the side that is right, that needs to be heard. I choose justice. I choose justice. And with justice, I choose what's old because everything that's old, we need tangibles. I choose that. So with that being said, thank you guys for always every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Pacific Time, 4 p.m. across the nations. It will be 1 a.m. GMT plus one time. Whatever you are at, always hit your girl up, Cynthia J Show. Cynthia J on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. Take care of yourself. Take care of your health. Love yourself. When you're loving yourself, you're loving the inner God in you. So I love you guys. Stay blessed. Stay true. Don't change yourself for nothing. Don't change yourself for nothing. Because there are people out here who always want to change you. Remind your children, don't let nobody change them. Let them know who they are. Love you guys. Stay blessed. For those who are on my Red Stream Live, make sure y'all stay tuned for any new events, flyers that be posting up for CMOS and other things. Before I forget, if you guys have businesses you would like to promote, email me at cynthiaj.gospel@gmail with the information, and I definitely will give you the pricing on that. And it's very reasonable, nothing expensive, but definitely hit your sister up. Peace and love to everyone. Stay blessed. I love you guys. Keep posting in all you do. Let your girl get up off here so I can get ready to get myself together. Peace and love. Flourish Essence, we are here for you with many things that will heal the body. Right here attached on this flyer, you see sea moss, also known as Irish moss, which holds about 92 minerals that the body needs on a daily basis. It can be consumed and it can be used on the body as an ointment in many ways, shapes, or form. So definitely contact your girl Cynthia J at 571-281-0517. Do not sleep on this Irish, also known as sea moss. It definitely has the healing that it needs. Just believe and receive.
for your glory. My story is for your glory.